Welcome into Growth Profits, where today we're going to talk about why your clients get mad and what you can do about it. Stay with us.
Hi folks, I'm Sean Crabtree.
And I'm Cameron Bailey.
You got one shot at this life.
Why would you not make it the best that it can be?
This show comes to you weekly about happier clients, better results, making more money, and enjoying the ride.
Let's get started. Welcome back. Why are your clients getting mad and what are you going to do about it? That's what we're going to talk about today. And before we talk about what you're going to do about it, we kind of thought about naming this what? What are we going to name this one?
We're going to name it, we're going to call this How to Handle Irate Clients. But part of knowing like the steps to really handle it is having a good understanding of why it is that your clients get mad to begin with. And you and I and all of us are clients of somebody's, right? So why is it that we get mad to begin with?
Sure, yeah. And the reason you get mad to begin with is very, very simple when you break it down and you sit down and you think about it. Whatever industry you're in, the reason your clients get mad is because there's some form of expectation that they have that is not being fulfilled.
It's unmet.
Unmet expectations.
It's an unmet, and an unmet expectation could be because maybe it's something that you did, maybe it's something that was not communicated. Maybe it's something they just had in their head and it wasn't established clearly on the front end.
Maybe
that they weren't listening.
What they thought should have happened didn't happen, and therefore they are pissed.
It may be something that, you took an enormous amount of time to carefully walk them through and even have them sign that they understood it.
Exactly.
But they didn't understand it. And that happens. That happens sometimes. The point is not how, but the point is in every situation, you and I and all of us and your clients, they really get mad because they have an expectation that has not been met. And it could have been for many, many different reasons. But having an understanding of that, first of all, is the most important part.
And 9 times out of 10, it could have been prevented. Could have been prevented 9 times out of 10. So, I got a story about this.
Oh, you got an unmet expectation?
I've had many unmet expectations in my life. Okay. I'm the average consumer. Okay.
Mr. Producer, he's just a walking bag of unmet expectations.
Is he not? Listen, yeah. I expect champagne.
Rico Love.
I expect champagne customer service on a beer budget.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Champagne on a beer budget?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can get it cheap, fast, and good. You only pick 2.
Dr. Rico.
Oh, yeah.
So what was your unmet expectation, Cameron Bailey?
Well, about 3 years ago, I bought the house that I live in. About 3 years ago.
Right.
And this particular house, has a swimming pool. Okay. Rico Love has never had a swimming pool before. Okay. So I didn't grow up with a swimming pool. I didn't grow up around a swimming pool. Never had a swimming pool. So 3 years ago, I was forced into a situation where now I have a swimming pool that is my responsibility.
Forced into it.
Thrust.
Mr. Producer, somebody tied him up and said you must buy this house with a swimming pool.
I was thrust into a swimming pool challenge. Okay?
Yeah.
So, first things first, what do? I don't know anything about swimming pools.
So you called a pool man.
I call somebody that knows something about swimming pools to help me take care of my swimming pool. I need this. What my exact words were, I need a swimming pool strategist. I need somebody to jump. I need somebody to help me jumpstart my swimming pool game. Right? You can't just jump in. If you've never had a swimming pool, you can't just jump in and just start taking care of the swimming pool yourself.
You gotta have strategy.
You gotta know the ins and the outs.
You gotta have strategy.
So I hired what I thought at the time was a solid swimming pool strategist. And laid out very clearly in my mind.
Here's the expectation.
What I needed from him. I need guidance. I need knowledge. I need service. I need you to be there, do what you say you're going to do, right? Because this is my first swimming pool.
Right.
I'm scared I'm going to screw it up.
Oh, no experience with
No experience.
Right.
Which, by the way, it's very hard to now I know it's very hard to screw it up. At the time,
I
thought it was very easy to screw it up.
Hey, I might wake up tomorrow and just blow the whole thing up.
Pool be green. What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? It's got moss all over it.
Oh, I know. So, long story short, hired the swimming pool strategist. We dove in.
Centered up here.
I paid the top of the line price.
And you check this out.
I paid top dollar for this strategy. Okay, weekly service on the swimming pool.
Right.
Supposed to come to the swimming pool, test the water, clean the pool. I mean, it ought to be crystal clear 24/7. That's the level of expectation I had in my mind and the level of service I had in mind. So, long story short, we're getting into it.
Mr. Producer, we're going to get there at some point.
We're going to get there.
We are getting close to the destination. It's building up in the big crescendo here.
Paid for this service, right? And bought products from the strategist.
Products and service.
The whole 9 yards. And I don't know if you guys know, but a swimming pool has to have some type of cleaning utensil. Now, the old school way of doing it is you did it yourself with what they call the vacuum.
Right.
That's old school. Nobody does that.
Okay.
Now they have robots that do this. So I bought, on suggestion from the strategist, the top of the line.
Pool cleaning robot.
The baddest. The Ferrari of pool cleaning robots. You can buy a car for what the price of this robot is. Okay? So I bought it.
Are we there yet?
No. Long story short, 2 years later,
We're going to get there.
2 years later, the robot crashes and burns. Okay? Take it to the pool place, drop it off, say, hey, listen, I paid you a lot of money for this. I'm just going to leave this here with you.
What did the pool man say?
Need to get it back.
What did the pool man say?
Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. Just drop it off. We'll take care of it. Okay. 1 week goes by.
2 years later.
No, 1 week goes by. This is 2 years later after I'm already in the pool game.
Oh, gotcha.
1 week goes by. Okay, call. Oh, yeah, blah. 2 weeks go by.
No pool
Yeah,
man.
we just haven't heard from it. We're still working. 3 weeks goes by. Now remember, I'm in the meantime, I got leaves in my pool.
This is the longest story
I've got dirt in my
history.
pool.
We're going to get to the end of the story?
Yes.
Is there a punchline here?
I got all this stuff in my pool, right? I'm getting madder and madder and madder. Irate.
You had an unmet expectation.
4 weeks go by. 5 weeks go by. Long story short, they never sent my pool robot back to the manufacturer to get fixed.
It's still at the pool place.
No, I went and picked it up from the pool place and said, I appreciate y'all's effort, but I'll take my business elsewhere.
Oh.
So now I got a new pool guy. And he tells me, you know what? I'll fix you, robot. Bring it down there. 2 days later, it's fixed.
Okay.
2 days later, it's fixed because I went into that relationship under different expectations. The moral of the story is I was mad because the expectations were unclear. They were not laid out to me directly as to what to expect from the service that I was receiving.
Gotcha.
I rest my case.
We got there.
That's a good story, man.
So what we're really talking about is, how do you handle somebody who calls and gets upset on the phone? What do you do about it? Well, you have to understand first, think about Cameron and the never-ending story of the pool strategist.
The pool strategist.
We started the story on Tuesday. We ended it on Sunday. And so now that you've heard the pool man story, think about it like this. You and I and your clientele all have expectations. Sometimes those are communicated. Sometimes they're not communicated. Sometimes it's something that you did. Sometimes it's something they did. Sometimes it's nobody's fault. And it's just a miscommunication. But understanding that whatever comes out of their mouth when they're having a conversation with you, it's not that they're pointing the finger at you and saying you are bad or you are wrong, right? They're communicating from a place of, I had this expectation and it was not met. Now, it may be coming out of their mouth in not a very good way. And depending on who the client is,
they may be very, very upset.
And they may be pointing fingers and there may be choice words and so forth. But having an understanding that at the end of the day, listening to what this client says and having an understanding of this is an expectation that this person had and it wasn't met in their perception.
So how do you overcome it?
What do you do about it? Having that understanding is really important. I would even go a step further and say this. When you have an irate client that you're dealing with on the phone or in person, keeping in your mind that, again, they're not pointing the finger at you did something wrong, even though that may be the way it's being verbalized. Keeping in your mind, this is somebody who has an expectation that was not met. And because of that, for me to even be able to have a conversation and possibly be able to salvage this relationship, which I would submit at the end of the day is where you're trying to go. I'm trying to salvage this relationship, right? Mm-hmm. So there's 3 steps that we would give you. Number 1, first and foremost, you have to be able to lower...
Well, the 3 steps are after you realize the first step, which is I have not laid out, this is a lack of expectations being clear. Then how do you overcome it?
Well, I see where you're going with that. Let's talk about that. Okay. So what Cameron's saying is, if this person has an expectation that is not being met, if I am the business and this is my client, then I have to be willing to take on that responsibility.
I got to take ownership.
I got to take ownership.
This person is not wrong or mean or bad. Or
even
this person is not a jerk.
Even if I didn't do anything wrong. Right. Even if people on my team did nothing wrong,
it's
at the
still
end of the day,
my responsibility to set the expectations of the relationship.
And even if I feel like, you know what, I did that. Because here's their signature on a dotted line where it says that they signed that they understand that this is the way it works. Mm-hmm. Then somehow or another, that client in that moment, that patron was not tuned in. And you know what? I didn't pick up on it. Mm-hmm. And I just had them sign it willy-nilly. Or whatever. But like Cameron said, me taking on the ownership of that is the first thing that's got to happen. Everything else happens after.
That's right. So if I'm taking the ownership on, if I understand that, number one, I've got roles to play. This guy is not just a jerk. You know, you ever had a client or a customer or a business that you know of, and they just have every one of their clients is just an asshole. Yeah. Yeah. It's just my client's a jerk, my client's a jerk, my client's a jerk. Yeah. Well, eventually, maybe you got to look at yourself at what you're allowing, right?
Yeah. So, Sean, you don't understand. We've got more assholes than the normal entrepreneurial business has. Okay, they all live right here in this area. See this town right here? This is asshole town right here. It's not really true, right?
Take a
look at yourself.
I've played a role in this relationship that the expectations haven't been clear.
Okay, so Mr. Bailey, if
I understand that.
If I can understand that.
First step first.
Step number 1.
I've got somebody on the phone. They're mad. They're real mad. They're MAD mad, right? They're really upset. What I'm going to do, step first, is I would understand I've got to lower the intensity.
How you do that, Mr. Bailey?
Well, the way you do is you apologize.
Oh, I'm not going to apologize. I didn't do nothing wrong.
No, you apologize.
That's what you're listening to this, you're going, I ain't going to apologize. I ain't do nothing wrong. This asshole right here, I ain't going to try and do nothing wrong.
The easiest way to lower the intensity of the conversation is to apologize. Not that you've done something wrong.
Exactly.
Not that you've done something right. Or not that the patient or the client is wrong. None of that, right?
What are you apologizing for?
I'm apologizing that it has shown up this way. I'm apologizing that we are in this predicament.
I'm apologizing that you
taking it this way.
Took it this way, or that it came across to you that way. Because at the end of the day,
I'm sorry it's coming across this way.
Because at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, I care about you and I care about this relationship. Mm-hmm. And no matter whose fault it is, you know what? I'm going to apologize, even that it came across to you in this way. Now, you got to be careful with this. Remember what Cameron said on the front end. I got to understand that I have to take ownership of this. Mm-hmm. If you can't take ownership and you go apologizing and it comes across in a patronizing kind of a way, you're not going to lower the intensity. You got to be sincere about it. You know what? I am so sorry that showed up that way to you.
Or I'm so sorry that we are in this situation or in this predicament. It's not at all.
You can't fake that one, y'all. You cannot fake that. If you can't buy into the first part of this, which is I got to take ownership of it,
right?
When you try to apologize, they're not going to feel it. If you're on the phone versus in person. Now, in person, when you're doing that apology, they can see your eyes and your face and your body language while you're doing that. If you're on the phone, you have to make sure that your tone is sincerely apologizing, because you're not going to lower any intensity until they hear that.
My friend.
They want you to take responsibility.
My friend
Not that you did something wrong.
My friend T.O., you know T.O., my friend T.O. says you can't let your money get mad. Don't let your money get mad. And what happens is if you got a client on your phone.
What's that mean, Mr. Producer?
Don't let your money get mad. Don't let your clients get mad. If they're mad, you take responsibility, boom, immediately lower the intensity. I'm so sorry it showed up that way. What's number 2?
I would submit that if you buy into the number 1, look, I am responsible as an entrepreneur for setting the expectations. So if this client did not get those expectations somehow, some way, I am responsible. So then number 1, my apology can come across as sincere, right? And if you really feel that, then you don't have to go to the step part where you say, hey, I'm so sorry that, I am so sorry that we're in this situation, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to feel a little, like, what are you trying to say? You patronize me? You know what? I'm really sorry. Leave it at that. Then I would go into, that was not my intention, and then I would state our intention. So let's do an example. Let's play for this. Let's play this out first. Let's say,
you told me you were going to fix my pool robot, and you have not fixed my pool robot. What would you say?
Now that's a little different situation.
Okay.
Are we back to the pool again?
Man, listen.
I thought on Sunday a week ago we left that story.
Listen, you're gonna maintain your pool. You're gonna have problems.
Okay, so I was trying to come up with an example where maybe it wasn't the business's fault, because I think that's a little bit more difficult, right? If you're the entrepreneur, or you're the one answering the phone, and this client is upset about something, and you're listening to it, and you're going, dude, that ain't my fault. You're an idiot. Well, you can't say that. First of all, you have to, as we talked about, take ownership. The second thing you got to do is apologize that it's coming across this way. Apologize that they're feeling this way. Apologize that they're seeing it like this or whatever. Reassure them this is not our intention. Make sure that the intensity is lowered. If the client is still yelling, if the patron is still upset at you, right, then you've not lowered the intensity. If apologizing has this client lower their intensity, now you're ready to go to the next step, which is clearly state your intention. Now, don't make this about you, because this is your client. If you go into an explanation of what you're attempting to do, that's not what we're talking about, right? You got to get it in your mind, taking ownership. Number 2, you're going to apologize. It wasn't our intent. Our intent is really this, and I'm sorry, again, that it showed up this way. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So number 1, I got to get my mind right. Number 2, I want to apologize to lower the intensity. Number 3, I want to state my intention. Not as an excuse, but to reassure them our intent is this. Exactly. My intention is this, and I'm so sorry that it came across to you differently than that.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, we're shortcutting this a lot. For time. Because in a conversation where you've got an irate client, you're going to let them get it off their chest. You're not trying to interrupt them so you can do this process, right?
No.
You want them to be able to get it off their chest, because, again, they have an expectation that is not met. If you're jumping in, trying to apologize and cut them off, they're not going to feel heard. They have to feel heard. Not because it's them, but you and I, all of us, we all want to feel that, right?
Exactly.
And for you to fully be able to take responsibility, you got to hear me out first.
Mm-hmm. Not trying to be right or wrong. There's no right or wrong.
And then I'm going to apologize.
Sorry, showed up that way.
It wasn't my intention. Here was my intention. And again, I'm sorry that it showed up to you that way. What's the next thing you do?
You ask a question. Step 3, you ask a question. Sorry, showed up that way. That's not at all what I intended. I'm going to ask an open-ended question.
Are you?
No.
Will you? Would you?
Not going to ask is you, did you, will you, could you, should you, have you, won't you, should you,
What kind of question you going to ask?
What or how?
You knew the answer to that, Mr. Producer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, a what?
A what or how question.
Kind of question.
How can we resolve this situation and move our relationship forward? We love to earn your business and keep your business, your value to us. Or what needs to happen, Mr. Client, for us to move past this, right? I'm gonna take responsibility.
Or what can we do? What can I do?
Exactly.
Right now to help you feel better about our intention, about this situation, about our team,
Our relationship.
about all of us and who it is and how it is and what it is that we're trying to be. What can I do right now? Now, you know, there's a lot of companies out there. Cameron and I were talking about this when we were getting ready for this show. There's a lot of companies out there that if you pick up the phone and say, you know what, I had this problem, they go, oh, here's a credit. And they like just cut you off and they give you a gift card or they give you a credit on your bill or whatever. That is not, let me say this again, that is not going to help your business long term. Now, having said that, Sean, you know, you're thinking to yourself, that sounds hypocritical, because you get to this third step that you and Cameron are talking about, and you're saying, ask them a question. What is it that I can do right now? Well, maybe they want a credit. You know what? Maybe they do. That's a decision that you have to make based on the situation. But in this scenario, like we're explaining it, that's a whole lot different than going, sorry, you had a problem, here's a credit. Right? That is not explaining your intention. That's not hearing your client out. That's not understanding what it is that they're going through. It's not taking ownership of an unmet expectation. What that's saying is, okay, here's some money. Go away.
Yeah, here's some money. It's not about the relationship. No. It's not about service.
We don't care. Here's a discount. Go away.
Right.
That is not going to help your business long term. Now, so should I or should I not give a discount? I think that's up to you. The most important part has already been done. And I can tell you this, survey after survey after survey after survey has been performed. And at the end of the day, clients who are upset, they're not looking for money. They're looking to be heard, they're looking to be understood, and they're looking for a solution, and they're looking for you to take responsibility for it. 9 times out of 10, throwing money at it is not going to fix it. And if you're looking for a real solid relationship, giving somebody a discount without thoroughly understanding that that's what it is that they're looking for in this situation, and without walking through these steps, it's not going to work.
At the end of the day, it's a relationship.
So what are we talking about? We're talking about what do you do? What is it that has your clients get mad, and what you need to do about it? Well, Cameron gave us a long dissertation about the pool guy and the pool strategist and that situation. The bottom line is, you and I, and everybody who's driving down the road listening to this, we all get upset because we have expectations that were not met. It could have been our fault. It could have been your fault as the entrepreneur. It could have been nobody's fault. But the point is, I have an expectation and it hasn't been met. And as the owner of the business, as a part of the team in that business, I have to take ownership of that, number one, before we can even move forward to the steps. If I can take ownership and realize, at the end of the day, just like Cameron said, this is my client, I am the business. If this person has an unmet expectation somehow, some way,
I've not communicated that. Yeah.
This is my problem. And then I can go in and apologize, make sure that the client is hearing me, right? Make sure that I'm actually lowering the intensity. Not apologizing that I did something wrong. I am apologizing because in my mind I'm going, I don't want this person to be upset ever. And if they're upset, like, they need to hear me apologize. I'm going to communicate that this wasn't my intent. Here's actually, what it is that we all strive. This is our intention in this business. This is who it is and how it is that we want to be for you. And again, I'm so sorry that it did not show up that way in this situation. And then, like Cameron said, I'm going to ask a question.
Open-ended. What or how?
What or how?
What or how?
No, do you, did you, are you, will you, won't you, would you, could you, should you, have you. I'm going to ask a what or how. And I think the best one is just an honest question. Like if I'm really communicating sincerity, then I really do want to know the answer to this question. Mm-hmm. Like, what can I do right now to make this situation better? And I can communicate along the way. After that, I can communicate how things could have been a little bit differently. If a client calls and they're upset and I go, well, look, you signed the paper, it's not going to get, I'm not going to be able to salvage the relationship.
You're an adversary at that
point. But
point.
After I've lowered the intensity, after I've walked through this, and then we've had a conversation about how that could look, then what can I do about this right now? That's a great answer. And at the end of the day, that's what it is, Mr. Producer, that's going to ensure that you have happier clients, better results, making more money,
and enjoying the ride.
And that's why we come to you every single Friday.
Hope you guys out there listening are having a great week, and we can't wait to see you soon.
Have a good week. We'll see you next Friday, same time, same channel.